Welcome back to our channel, lovers. Today we're diving into an exciting coin comparison: the 1976 Australian 10-cent coin versus the 2011 Australian 20-cent coin. At first glance they may seem like ordinary change, but some rare versions of these coins can be worth far more than their face value. In this video we'll uncover the hidden details, check out the rare errors, and reveal how much these coins could be worth in today's collector market. So let's find out which one takes the crown as the most valuable, the 10 cent from 1976 or the 20 cent from 2011. Let's get started. First up, the 1976 Australian 10 cent coin features the portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by Arnold Machin. This particular portrait was used from 1966 until 1984. And for many collectors, the subtle details of the Queen's crown, hair and profile are important when grading the coin for condition. The reverse, of course, shows the proud lyrebird, a species native to Australia famous for its long curved tail, feathers and incredible ability to mimic sounds. This design has become an Australian numismatic icon, while the design itself remained unchanged in 1976. What makes certain coins from this year more collectible are the condition, the mint errors, and any anomalies in the striking process. In terms of mintage, over 60 million of these coins were produced in 1976, which means they are by no means considered rare in circulation. However, collectors know that rarity isn't only about how many were minted, it's also about how many survive today in pristine condition. The majority of these coins were heavily circulated and are now scratched, worn and damaged, meaning that finding a 1976 10-cent coin in uncirculated or mint state condition is much less common than one might expect. This is where the collector's market becomes interesting, because a high-grade example can fetch a surprisingly strong price compared to a worn piece. In general circulation condition, a 1976 Australian 10-cent coin is only worth its face value, just 10 cents. However, if you have a coin in very fine or extremely fine condition, collectors might pay anywhere between $1 to $5 AUD depending on demand. In uncirculated condition, especially in higher mint state grades like MS65 or above, these coins can be worth anywhere between $20 to $50 odd. And in cases where a coin has been preserved exceptionally well, perhaps in a coin roll or mint set, the value could climb even higher, especially if sold at auction to dedicated numismatists. What truly excites coin hunters, though, are the error coins. During the minting process, coins sometimes develop mistakes. These can include off-center strikes, clipped plankets, double strikes, and die cracks. A 1976 10-cent coin with a clear mint error could fetch hundreds of dollars depending on the uniqueness of the error and the coin's overall condition. Collectors are always on the lookout for such anomalies because error coins are far rarer than standard strikes. For example, an off-center strike showing a partial design could easily be valued at $200 or more, while a die clash or double rim error could also bring in premium prices. It's also important to note that the grading system plays a major role in determining the coin's worth. Professional grading companies like PCGS or NGC use a 70-point scale to assess the coin's quality, with Ms 60 and above representing mint state coins. A 1976 10-cent coin graded MS65 or MS66 is far scarcer than one graded MS60, and that's where the real collector value lies. Coins that appear almost untouched with sharp details and lustrous surfaces can sell for significantly more than their lower graded counterparts, even if they come from the same year and minting batch. Another factor that can influence value is whether the coin comes from a mint set. The Royal Australian Mint issued annual coin sets for collectors, and these sets often preserved coins in brilliant uncirculated condition. A 1976 mint set that includes the 10-cent coin in pristine quality can sell for a nice premium, often around $25 to $50 AUD depending on condition and demand. Sometimes collectors will break apart these sets to sell individual coins, but often the complete sets themselves are worth more intact. The 1970s were a time of significant economic and cultural change in Australia, and coins from this era carry a certain nostalgic charm. People who grew up in the 70s often seek out these coins as keepsakes, which helps maintain steady demand in the collector's market. Even though the 1976 10 -1 coin might not be considered one of the rarest Australian coins. It still plays an important role in telling the story of Australia's decimal currency and remains a favourite among beginner collectors who want an affordable yet meaningful piece of numismatic history. If you are someone who has recently found a 1976 Australian 10-cent coin in your change or collection, the first step is to carefully examine its condition under good lighting. Look for any unusual features such as doubling in the lettering, weak strikes, or rim errors. If it appears to be in excellent condition, you may want to have it appraised by a professional or consider submitting it for grading. Even though not every coin from this year is valuable, the potential for finding an error coin or a high-grade example makes searching through these coins both exciting and rewarding. The 1976 Australian 10-cent coin is a great example of how ordinary pocket change can hold hidden treasures. While the vast majority are only worth face value, uncirculated examples, mint set coins, and especially error coins can command significantly higher prices in the collector's market. If you enjoy collecting or simply love learning about the stories behind coins, make sure to keep an eye out for this piece. And don't forget, if you enjoyed this video and want to see more content about rare and valuable coins from Australia and around the world, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel and turn on the notification bell so you never miss an update. Who knows, the next coin in your pocket might just be worth a small fortune. Next up, the 2011 Australian 20-cent coin is part of the decimal series introduced in 1966, struck in cupro-nickel, 75% copper, 25% nickel, measuring 28.52 2000 with a reeded edge and a mass of 11.30 grams. The reverse features Stuart Devlin's graceful platypus design, a classic that hasn't aged a day, while the obverse on 2011 circulation pieces shows Ian Rank Broadley's portrait of Queen Elizabeth II. Now, why does the 2011 date matter? In modern decimals, single-year nuances like minting quality, die wear, and small production quirks can create collectability. 2011 isn't a top-tier rarity by mintage alone, but there are pockets of demand for high-grade examples, brilliant uncirculated coins pulled fresh from rolls, and especially for verified errors and the scarcer presentation strikes found in mint sets or proof sets. Keep that in mind as we talk value. The date is common, but the money is in the details. A 2011 Australian 20-cent in average circulated condition typically trades at face value up to a small premium, think around odd $0.20 to $1 if it's just nice change. Where the curve starts to bend is higher grade, sharp luster, minimal marks, full detail on the platypus fur and water ripples, and a crisp, damage-free obverse can push a raw uncirculated coin into the AUD $2, $6 range from collectors who are filling date runs. Brilliant uncirculated roll pulls might nudge higher, especially if you're offering multiples in matched quality. Factory packaged mint set examples and proofs are a different lane. Single proof 20C pieces, when removed carefully from a damaged set, sometimes sell in the AUD $8, $20 range depending on eye appeal and whether hairlines are present. Intact year sets command more, but then you're selling the full set, not just the 20. So remember, market micro conditions matter. Local demand, listing photos, and your feedback score can swing realized prices by 20–40%. Grade and originality. Under a bright neutral light, tilt the coin and watch the cartwheel luster roll across the fields. Consistent rolling luster with no dull patches is a great sign. Look for strong detail in the platypus whiskers and the fine water ripples on the obverse. Inspect the queen's hairlines and the lettering edges for softness. Die wear versus sharp squared relief. Fresh dye bag marks, rim bumps, and cleaning hairlines are the price killers. If you see parallel micro scratches that move in a uniform direction under the light, that's often a sign of cleaning. Expect discount for best results. Place likely upgrades in simple Mylar to buy 2S or archival flips labeled 2011 AU20C. Roll, pull, and store them flat. These small touches help buyers trust what they're getting. Errors and varieties. This is where 2011 can surprise you. Always check for off-center strikes where part of the design is missing and a crescent of blank flan appears. Dramatic misstrikes can sell for tens to low hundreds of dollars. Broad strikes struck out of color with spreading and a smooth edge, die cracks and cuts, especially along the rim and through the platypus whiskers. Bigger, bolder metal blobs that interrupt design lines are more desirable. Rotated dies hold the coin with the obverse upright flip top to bottom and see if the platypus is rotated more than a few degrees. Anything around becomes interesting and can be very collectible. Struck throughs, lint or debris caught between die and planchet, leaving sharp and cues textures, and double strikes or multiple strikes, which are scarcer but highly sought after. Photograph errors straight on and then at a slight angle to highlight relief. Add a simple protractor overlay for rotations to boost beer confidence. If you're listing a single high-grade 2011 20C, your photos are your price. Shoot on a plain diffuse background, avoid colored lights, and show both sides, plus a raking light shot to prove luster for bulk bundle 10 to 20 coins labeled high-grade 2011 pulls with a couple of near-gem anchors. On top, bundles sometimes outperform singles because buyers feel they're getting discovery value. If you discover an error, put to 011. Australian 20C rotated dies estimate. Uncirculated in the title include degree of rotation, weight to decimal places 11.30 grams nominal, and diameter. Confirmation serious. Collectors love details, and if you're buying, ask sellers for extra images of the rims and fields. Many errors hide along the edge or under glare. For coins you think might fetch premium prices, resist the urge to improve them. No polishing, no dips, no rubbing. Professional third-party grading is rarely economical for a modern common date 20C unless we're talking top pop gem or a dramatic error that could cross the AUD $150–300 threshold, but you can still borrow their language to self-describe. Boo with satiny luster, minimal marks, reverse fields clean. Store coins in inert flips or capsules. Separate any coins with PVC odor and add a silica gel sachet to your storage box to keep humidity down. Keep a simple spreadsheet: date of, rev notes, error, weight, sale price, beer location. Over time you'll see the real-world price bands for your area rather than relying on hearsay. If you just found a handful of 2011s and want to triage them fast, minute 0. 5 weigh each coin. Anything far from 1130 G deserves closer inspection. Allow for small-scale variance. Minute 5:10 under strong light, tilt and scan for full luster and any hairlines. Pull aside the brightest pieces. Minute 10:15 rim tour, look for cuds, chips, flat spots or a stretched edge suggesting an out-of-color strike. Minute 15:20 rotation test, use your phone's level app or a printed protractor, log approximate degrees. Minute 20:25 macro photo pass, shoot both sides plus an angled shot per coin. Minute 25:30 sort into 3 trays. Face value, spend, collector grade, list later and investigate errors. This simple routine keeps you disciplined and dramatically boosts the chance you spot profit when it appears. If you want regular price reality checks, join Australian decimal coin groups and browse sold listings, not just asking prices. Keep a reference folder of your own sold photos with actual realized prices and dates so you can compare future finds when you comment or post. Use clear terminology: die crack through platypus whiskers, 25 clockwise rotation, broad strike, no reading, expanded flan. The clearer you are, the faster experienced collectors will give you constructive feedback. And don't sleep on local coin fairs. Take your nicest 2011s, ask a dealer what they'd pay cash today versus what they'd price in the cabinet. That spread teaches you where the true premium sits. If you enjoyed this 2011 Australian 20-cent deep dive, smash that like button. It really helps more collectors find us. Subscribe right now for weekly hunts and price checks, and tap the bell so you don't miss the next videos on 2010 low mintage sleepers, platypus error spotlights, and full decimal date runs. Drop a comment telling me the best 2011 error you've ever found, or if today's check helped you upgrade your keepers. For bonus resources, check the description. I've linked a printable rotation guide, my photo checklist, and a free coin log template. Thanks for watching, happy hunting, and may your next handful of change contain that rotated die beauty we all dream about.